2 Samuel chapter 23. Now these be the last words of David. David, the son of Jesse, said, and the man who was raised up on high, the anointed of the God of Jacob, and the sweet psalmist of Israel said, the Spirit of the Lord spake by me, and his word was in my tongue. The God of Israel said, the rock of Israel spake to me. He that ruleth over men must be just, ruling in the fear of God. And he shall be as the light of the morning, when the sun riseth, even a morning without clouds, as the tender grass springing out of the earth by clear shining after rain. Although my house be not so with God, yet he hath made with me an everlasting covenant, ordered in all things, and sure, for this is all my salvation and all my desire, although he make it not to grow. But the sons of Belial shall be all of them as thorns thrust away, because they cannot be taken with hands. But the man that shall touch them must be fenced with iron, and the staff of a spear, and they shall be utterly burned with fire in the same place. These be the names of the mighty men whom David had. The Tachmonite that sat in the seat, chief among the captains, the same was Adino the Eznite. He lift up his spear against 800 whom he slew at one time. And after him was Eleazar, the son of Dodo the Ahohite, one of the three mighty men of David, when they defied the Philistines that were there gathered together to battle, and the men of Israel were gone away. He arose and smote the Philistines until his hand was weary, and his hand clave unto the sword. And the Lord wrought a great victory that day, and the people returned after him only to spoil. And after him was Shammah the Philistine, and after him was Shammah the son of Agi the Harite, and the Philistines were gathered together into a troop. There was a piece of ground full of lentils, and the people fled from the Philistines. But he stood in the midst of the ground and defended it, and slew the Philistines, and the Lord wrought a great victory. And 3 of the 30 chief went down and came to David in the harvest time unto the cave of Adullam. And the troop of the Philistines pitched in the valley of Rephaim, and David was then in an hold, and the garrison of the Philistines was then in Bethlehem. And David longed and said, oh, that one would give me drink of the water of the well of Bethlehem, which is by the gate. And the 3 mighty men brake through the host of the Philistines, and drew water out of the well of Bethlehem that was by the gate, and took it. That was by the gate, and took it, and brought it to David. Nevertheless, he would not drink it thereof, but poured it out unto the Lord. And he said, Be it far from me, O Lord, that I should do this. Is not this the blood of the men that went in jeopardy of their lives? Therefore he would not drink it. These things did these 3 mighty men. And Abishai, the brother of Joab, the son of Zeruiah, was chief among 3. And he lifted up his spear against 300 and slew them, and had the name among 3. Was he not most honorable of 3? Therefore he was their captain. Howbeit, he attained not unto the first 3. And Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, the son of a valiant man of Kabzeel, who had done many acts, he slew 2 lion-like men of Moab. He went down also and slew a lion in the midst of a pit in time of snow. And he slew an Egyptian, a goodly man. And the Egyptian had a spear in his hand. But he went down to him with a staff and plucked the spear out of the Egyptian's hand and slew him with his own spear. These things did Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, and had the name among 3 mighty men. He was more honorable than the 30, but he attained not to the first 3. And David set him over his guard. Asahel, the brother of Joab, was one of the 30. Elhanan, the son of Dodo of Bethlehem. Shammah, the Harodite. Elikah, the Harodite. Helez, the Peltite. Ira, the son of Ikish, the Tekoite. Abiezer, the Anathothite. Mebunai, the Hushathite. Zalmon, the Ahohite. Maharai, the Netophathite. Heleb, the son of Bana, an Netophathite. Ittai, the son of Ribai, out of Gibeah, of the children of Benjamin. Benaiah, the Pirathite. Hiddai, of the brooks of Gash. Abai Albon, the Arbathite. Asmaveth, the Barhumite. Eliba, the Shalbonite, of the sons of Jashan, Jonathan. Shammah, the Hararite. Ahiam, the son of Sharar, the Hararite. Eliphelet, the son of Ahazbai, the son of Makathite. Eliam, the son of Ahithophel, the Gilonite. Hezrai, the Carmelite. Parai, the Arbite. Igal, the son of Nathan, of Zobah. Bani, the Gadite. Zelek, the Ammonite. Nahari, the Beerothite. Armor bearer to Joab, the son of Zeruiah. Ira, an Itharite. Gareb, an Itharite. Uriah, the Hittite. 37 in all. 2 Samuel chapter 24. And again the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he moved David against them to say, Go number Israel and Judah. For the king said to Joab, the captain of the host, which was with him, Go now through all the tribes of Israel, from Dan even to Beersheba, and number ye the people, that I may know the number of the people. And Joab said unto the king, Now the Lord thy God add unto the people how many soever they be, 100-fold, and that the eyes of my lord the king may see it. But why doth my lord the king delight in this thing? Notwithstanding, the king's word prevailed against Joab and against the captains of the host. And Joab and the captains of the host went out from the presence of the king to number the people of Israel. And they passed over Jordan and pitched in Aroer, on the right side of the city that lieth in the midst of the river of Gad, and toward Jazer. Then they came to Gilead, and to the land of Tatim Hodshi. And they came to Dan Jaan, and about to Zidon, and came to the stronghold of Tyre, and all the cities of the Hivites and of the Canaanites, and they went out to the south of Judah, even to Beersheba. So when they had gone through all the land, they came to Jerusalem at the end of 9 months and 20 days. And Joab gave up the sum of the number of the people unto the king. And there were in Israel 800,000 valiant men that drew the sword. And the men of Judah were 500,000 men. And David's heart smote him after that he had numbered the people. And David said unto the Lord, I have sinned greatly in that I have done. And now I beseech thee, O Lord, take away the iniquity of thy servant, for I have done very foolishly. For when David was up in the morning, the word of the Lord came unto the prophet Gad of David's seer, saying, Go and say unto David thus, Saith the Lord, I offer 3 things, choose thee one of them, that I may do it unto thee. So Gad came to David and told him, and said unto him, Shall 7 years of famine come unto thee in the land? Or wilt thou flee 3 months before thine enemies while they pursue thee? Or that there be 3 days pestilence in thy land? Now advise, and see what answer I shall return to him that sent me. And David said unto Gad, I am in a great strait. Let us fall into the hand of the Lord, for his mercies are great, and let me not fall into the hand of man. So the Lord sent a pestilence upon Israel from the morning even to the time appointed. And there died of the people from Dan even to Beersheba 70,000 men. And when the angel stretched out his hand upon Jerusalem to destroy it, the Lord repented him of the evil, and said to the angel that destroyed the people, It is enough. Stay now thine hand. And the angel of the Lord was by the threshing place of Araunah and the Jebusite. And David spake unto the Lord when he saw the angel that smote the people, and said, Lo, I have sinned, I have done wickedly. But these sheep, what have they done? Let thine hand, I pray thee, be against me and against my father's house. And Gad came that day to David and said unto him, Go up, rear an altar unto the Lord in the threshing floor of Araunah the Jebusite. And David, according to the saying of Gad, went up as the Lord commanded. And Araunah looked and saw the king and his servants coming on toward him. And Araunah went out and bowed himself before the king on his face upon the ground. And Araunah said, Wherefore is my lord the king come to his servant? And David said, To buy the threshing floor of thee, to build an altar unto the Lord, that the plague may be stayed from the people. And Araunah said unto David, Let my lord the king take and offer up what seemeth good unto him. Behold, here be oxen for burnt sacrifice, and threshing instruments, and other instruments of oxen for wood. All these things did Araunah as a king give unto the king. And Araunah said unto the king, The Lord thy God accept thee. And the king said unto Araunah, Nay, but I will surely buy it of thee at a price, neither will I offer burnt offerings unto the Lord my God that of that which doth not cost me nothing. Verse 24. And the king said unto Araunah, Nay, but I will surely buy it of thee at a price, neither will I offer burnt offerings unto the Lord my God of that which doth cost me nothing. So David bought the threshing floor of and the oxen for 50 shekels of silver. And David built there an altar unto the Lord, and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings. So the Lord was entreated for the land, and the plague was stayed from Israel. 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, summary and commentary. I think that after having read the 2 books of Samuel, this last portion in chapter 24 of 2 Samuel, I think they capture why God wanted David king, and why he is called a man after God's own heart. And if you look at the beginning of chapter 24, this is one of the things that, because people don't understand it, and they don't really hardly ever talk about it. And then when they do talk about it, they say the wrong things, and the heathen hear about this, and then the name of the Lord is blasphemed. They literally call God names. Like you have this guy Richard Dawkins calling him bloodthirsty and all this kind of stuff. I mean, it's just some of the profanities that come out of his mouth, Richard Dawkins, and then the other guy. Anyway, there's a lot of these famous people that go on TV and stuff talking about God like they talk about a person. You know, they have no honor at all whatsoever toward God. Which, by the way, then Richard Dawkins says, oh, you know, if I had to choose between Islam and Christianity, I'd choose Christianity. Such a hypocrite. It's amazing. It's amazing, these people. Anyway, he knows that the God of the Bible is the true God, and he knows that he is being completely disrespectful to God. But the main reason is because they go to the Bible and they find stories like this, and they see, like, for example, they see verse 16, when the angel stretched out his hand upon Jerusalem to destroy it, the Lord repented him of the evil and said to the angel that destroyed the people, it is enough, stay now thine hand. So they see that what is happening, and then they see that they read about David, you know, and David spake unto the Lord when he saw the angel, about him paying for that instead of the people. Then they go to verse 10, for example, and they see David saying unto the Lord, I have sinned greatly, and David said unto the Lord, I have sinned greatly in that I have done. And now I beseech thee, O Lord, take away the iniquity of thy servant, for I have done very foolishly. And they don't realize why all this is happening, and it's very hard. And I was struggling with this because I've been looking at this at these two last chapters of Samuel for 2 days now, because I didn't understand, and I wanted the Lord to help me understand why that was happening, why these Israelites were being punished, you know. And I overlooked it too, and I was just asking the Lord to give me guidance because I wanted to understand it. And whenever I see something that I don't agree with in the Bible, like I was not agreeing with this until the Lord showed me why I was not agreeing with it, I can see how these people, these non-believers can completely take everything out of context. And I knew that I was wrong. What I was thinking, what I was understanding was wrong. That's where I start. I know that I'm wrong, and I know that the Word of God is true. So I just want to figure out where I'm being wrong. That's my only job. I got to figure out, how am I looking at this the wrong way? I got to figure it out. And so I was praying and I was asking, Lord, help me understand this thing. Why did David sin by numbering the people? Why is this happening? Why is the Lord coming against the people of Israel and Judah? And why is he coming against David? And then I remembered what I was saying about in the book of Judges. At the very beginning of the book of Judges, you look at what it says. Let me see here right quick. I think it's right after Joshua died. And you look at the apostasy here, for example. And also, this is verse 10 of chapter 2. And also, all that generation were gathered unto their fathers, and there arose another generation after them, which knew not the Lord, nor yet the works which he had done it for Israel. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord, and served Baalim, which is Baal. And they forsook the Lord God of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed other gods, of the gods of the people that were round about them, and bowed themselves unto them, and provoked the Lord to anger. I remember that, and I'm like, that's what happened. So I want to go and see how that happened. And it's very simple. So we go back to 2 Samuel chapter 24, verse 1. And there it is. Look at it at the very beginning. And again the anger of the Lord was kindled again against Israel, and he moved David against them to say, go number Israel and Judah. The anger of the Lord was kindled because they sinned against the Lord. Because they go through the judges, they go through all the judges that led them. They go through all of the kings, or they go through Saul, the king, right? So these are people that are very stiff-necked, and it's very common to see them kindling the anger of the Lord, as it says here, because they disobey. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, I see. So they sin. The order of events is they sinned, they made the Lord angry, they kindled his anger, and then God moved David's heart to go and number the people. But then, this is what makes David such an amazing king. No one except Jesus can be like the heart of David. Look at what he does. He says, verse 17 of chapter 24, and David spake unto the Lord when he saw the angel that smote the people, and said, Lo, I have sinned. I have done wickedly, but these sheep, what have they done? Let thine hand, I pray thee, be against me and against my father's house. And you can see a foreshadow of Jesus in what he's saying, because he's taking the punishment. He wants the punishment to fall on him. And he wants to protect the sheep, the people. Even though they're the ones that sinned, the people sinned. Okay? And David is trying to take the punishment on himself. It's amazing what David is saying. Then you go down to verse 23, and you see David's heart again. It's incredible. And all these things did Araunah as a king. It's amazing that that statement is there, because he's trying to offer unto the Lord this person here. Give unto the king. He's trying to give as a king gives unto another. And Araunah said unto the king, the Lord thy God accept thee. And so he knows that King David is trying to offer sacrifices. And the king said unto Araunah, Nay, but I will surely buy it of thee at a price. Neither will I offer burnt offerings unto the Lord my God of that which doth cost me nothing. So David bought the threshing floor and oxen for 50 shekels of silver. That's so beautiful. David knows that it has to cost him something. What a contrast between David and Saul. Saul took the loot from the Amalekites, and he said, okay, the silver, the gold, we took them, the spoil, everything that we got from the Amalekites, so that we can sacrifice to the Lord. Didn't cost him anything. Plus was against the word of the Lord, because he said to destroy everything. So he went against it. And that's when Samuel tells him that rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. You see, because he rebelled. And this is the complete opposite. David has the heart of King Jesus. He really does. Because David wants that what he gives to the Lord must cost David something. That's what he wants. He doesn't want to give the Lord something for free. He wants the Lord to have David's best. And so he does that. And that is the contrast between Saul and David. This heart that David has is why the Lord calls them a man after my own heart. And this is why we still remember David to this very day, because he, even though he did sin, with Bathsheba and things like that, David was definitely not perfect, but he, just like we're not perfect, but he always asked the Lord to forgive him, and he changed his ways. He repented, and he didn't ever do it again. Compare that to Saul. He kept repenting, like in the case of chasing David, and he kept doing it again. He said, I'm sorry, David, my son, right? And then he keeps chasing after him, trying to kill him, throwing spears at him, and even at Jonathan. So all these stories here summarize 1st and 2nd Samuel. And David concludes these two books beautifully by us being able to see what's in his heart. And it's beautiful, and I think we should follow after the heart of David. So tomorrow we will start with the first book of the Kings, and we'll see how the kingdom goes from David to Solomon. We'll see you then.